Admiral's log. Amidst the serene expanse of the Baltic Sea, 1942 carries with it a blend of cautious hope and watchful concern. The elusive peace treaty with Russia, a promise that we yearn to see fulfilled, still hovers just beyond our grasp. As our fleet maintains its vigilant patrols across these waters, an undercurrent of uncertainty flows in the form of unsettling rumors. Whispers persist that the Danish fleet, known ally of Russia, is marshalling its forces, raising questions of potential aggression that cannot be ignored. Standing on the precipice of this unfolding drama, my gaze from the command deck contemplates the vast horizon, mirroring the vastness of our responsibilities. Our naval prowess remains poised like an actor awaiting their cue, ready to perform their role for the greater good. But in this unfolding act, where the boundaries of loyalty blur, the script takes unexpected turns. The balance between preparedness and diplomacy is delicate, like the iambic pentameter of a sonnet. As we navigate these tumultuous waters, I'm reminded that all's well that ends well. Yet it's our duty to guide that ending with a steadfast hand, ensuring that our actions write a narrative of peace amidst the chaos of war. Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome to episode 11. I'm quite surprised, but we are going to be taking on the Danish. The Danish apparently have been shopping with the Russians, and as such, they now have the battleship Veliki Kniaz Konstantin. It's a Tsarevich class battleship, displaces about 52,000 tons, carrying 8 13.8-inch guns. Owner, Denmark. Same for these two light cruisers, the only Russian ship here is the Astreb. So, Denmark kind of finds itself on the wrong side of the war. Now, I have a couple of ships here. I got the Nebraska, which is a revised 1942 Sentinel. So she got out of dock today, or, well, not strictly today, but this month, this year. And as such, has better radar rangefinder. Our guns have been improved. The heavy cruisers, Scranton 1942s, the only older is the Memphis. It's a 1931 mod. The 1932s aren't... Sorry, 1942s have a better radar rangefinder, they got better engines. They are 1 knot faster. Whether that's going to really make a difference, that 1 knot, I kind of doubt. Because it's just not really going to speed you along to such an extent that you're really going to have to mess up your formations. So we should be fine. Now here's the Nebraska. The Nebraska, carrying the Mark V 12-inch 58s. I elongated the barrels to get these guys to be accurate to very good ranges. Current range to the enemy is 28 kilometers, so let's say round that up to 30. We're looking at about 1.4% chance to hit, and with our crew training, we're all at 2.4. So what's this battleship that the Danish have sent us? Yes. It appears to have a fairly low draft. Interesting. Got a couple of 7-inch side mount secondaries there. This one funnel feels a little out of place. It's probably not got very good engine efficiency. Now, my heavy cruisers. Let's just send these guys forward, because at this range they're not going to be doing much useful stuff anyway. Their AP range is 17 clicks. Whether they'll hit something at that range, I doubt. Now, if they do, they might actually pen it with a deck pen. That's the thing I'm banking on. So we got Memphis, St. Louis, and Bridgeport. We already got a hit? Interesting. We're getting several hits, in fact. That's the 12-incher. My guns are fairly small, but not insignificant. Because they do have a nice rapid rate of fire, 22-second reload, and especially against those smaller ships, that's going to be very helpful. Of course, to the extent that the heavy cruisers don't take it down already. I am questioning whether HE is the best choice here, because the ship is pretty heavily angled. To such an extent that I kind of doubt that I'll be able to pin it at this angle. But she is turning to port. Wait. Do you not see me, or do you just have short-range guns? Yeah, you don't have the range to engage the Nebraska yet. Okay. Let's exploit that for a minute. Keep doing damage to this battleship. Eventually take it down. And then we can push in with the heavy cruisers. Then we're going to be able to take out those ships without risking the heavy cruisers at all. Now we're going to fire some AP shells. I want to see what those can do. Of course, the HE on these guys are ridiculously deadly. They got really high-end HE shells. They won't do a ton of damage, but they'll be able to pen a lot. And that's going to be very useful all by itself. It does look like AP is either not hitting or ricocheting. Partial pen. Oh, my CAs are coming under fire. Come on. Yeah, deck partial pen from the 9-inch. Partial pen again. Switch back to HE. I think the HE, what are we facing? 19 clicks? Always rounded up. We can pen 7.9 inches with HE. If we face deck. Ooh. That was better. We were able to penetrate their main tower. So their superstructure definitely not up to par. And as their main tower has been destroyed, their accuracy and damage control have been severely hampered. Nebraska, at this range, has a really good accuracy, getting up to 27%. You can see that the Danish battleship immediately pulls back. They are no longer interested in fighting this fight, because their chances of actually coming out ahead have been seriously diminished. She's still a threat, she still has guns, she still only really needs a couple of lucky hits with one of those 13-inchers, and I'm going to have one cruiser less. But we keep destroying some very critical components, including rudders, funnels, and main towers. So this ship, likely... Well, is she going to succumb to fire? I thought this turret looked a little cooked, but it is still functional. Destroy the main gun, that's no longer functional. So we're now at a range of 15 kilometers, which puts them into my torpedo range. And at 15 kilometers, I am probably going to be facing deck pens. Oh, sorry, belt pens. So 21 inches of belt pen with AP, or 16 with HE. And I think the 16 is substantial. It's sufficient, really, to start dealing with all manner of critical systems. Let's start pushing the CAs in, because right now they're going to be pretty useful. I wonder how many crew members these guys have. Once again, this kind of goes to show how important the long barrels are. Long barrels, in combination with Generation 3 radar and a stereoscopic 5 rangefinder, means your accuracy is just really good. And I would argue I'd rather have a lower rate of fire and a ship that actually consistently hits the target, such as the Nebraska, over something that just throws as much firepower, as many shells at the enemy as possible, hoping to get a hit. I would much rather even have a single barrel battleship or something pretty odd like that. Ooh, that hurt. What was that? Unknown. Did you get hit by a friendly? The secondaries on that. The 5-inchers should be able to start dealing some substantial damage against these smaller cruisers. They do have torpedo launchers. Ah, surrendered. Okay. Yeah. We basically burned off the main superstructure. Main tower, secondary tower, funnel. We killed... What's that? Yeah, they lost one turret. They probably lost a few secondaries. It's for the best that this ship is no longer here. So, now we can use those very, very deadly HE shells and probably get 1 or 2 hits against this light cruiser. And the light cruisers should cease to be a problem. So with this level of HE pen... Come on, Nebraska. What you're currently seeing is 5-inch. I mean, you don't do 62 damage with the 12-inch gun against a light cruiser. You do a lot more. Also, you can just basically see how much the shells are glowing. Really, really bright glow. Really, really big shell. The guy is maneuvering a lot, though. Nebraska, we're going to push in. For the simple reason that I want to hit them. There we go. That was the 9-inchers dealing damage, slowing the ship down due to flooding. And now Nebraska opens up again, but misses by about 100 meters probably. Due to this ship constantly zigzagging and being inside of a smokescreen. Now I know that pushing in is substantially riskier than just sticking it out at range. But I'm running a little low on HE shells. That was a 12-inch hit. I wonder, what if I shoot an AP shell at this target? Is that going to just flat out pen the thing and blow it in half? My accuracy with this level of maneuvering is really bad. Come on. Come on, Nebraska. Wait, you switched targets? You did, didn't you? Stick it to this cruiser that's already half dead. Oh, it's got a dead rudder. Oh, hold on. She just launched torpedoes at me. Nebraska starboard turn. Armor. Look cluster. I should be able to pen that thing every which way. Jesus. I guess my ship didn't quite take the turn into account. Then again, the ship itself is also turning, which is definitely not helpful. Come on, Nebraska. Bring your turrets over. And that's a hit. Barely any damage. Switch to HE. The other cruiser, I think, also just threw a torpedo at me. What are these accuracy issues? I like how with the game you can still go, yep, all of these are gonna miss, but the game logic says if you throw this many shells, at least one has to hit. So you can just see the whole specter going over there, and then one shell going, nope, I'm gonna hit this guy. It just makes no sense. I mean, it's funny, but it's still kind of sad that that's still in the game. It really shouldn't be. Do you have sonar? Yeah, you got sonar too. You'll spot a torpedo. There, now we're gonna probably kill this guy. We're not? That did almost no damage with a 12-inch? Wait, we're over-penetrating the ship with high explosive? Wow. So I'm actually dealing way too many... Yeah, my shells are too good, essentially. Flying in one side, flying out the other. Stop with the torps. Your manual rudder control. There we go. That's more like it. Boom. Many booms were had. Primes on that. Secondaries on that. I want you guys to help out against the DD. I'm not so sure if firing AP at this is the best option, though. Oh, it's got low fuel. How do all of these AI ships have low fuel? It seems to be a common issue now. Low fuel on a DD is a death sentence. They rely on their speed. They rely on their maneuverability not to get hit. If you've got a slow ship, you're gonna take hits. And if you got no armor, then yeah, that happens. Now I am basically brawling a destroyer with a battle cruiser, so you know, this guy's gonna be in trouble anyway. But I wasn't expecting it to be quite that bad. This guy does not have low fuel. Did the battleship also suffer from that? No, it did not. So either... Oh, wait. Hold on. Yeah, the Yastreb was a Russian destroyer. The other guys just came out of Denmark. and decided to engage at really short range. I'm not sure where the Russian destroyer came from. I'm not sure how far away from home that guy was. But he sure did not get resupplied in Denmark. Otherwise, we would not be seeing low fuel. There we go. Alright, job done. Oh, we detected torps. Something that you need to know about this game is if you're looking at the results screen, the game in the background continues to run. So you can have a torpedo still hit your ship if you're just studying the results screen. You're going to hear boom, and that's the torpedo that impacts the side of your ship. So be careful. If you see torpedoes in the water just before the end of the battle, don't hang around the results screen, because that has managed to mess me up one too many times. Now, the situation over here in Latvia is not great. The enemy does continue to try and push in with a couple of DDs. I think that the Russians, maybe not strictly the Russians, maybe it's because of the gun balancing mod and the balance mod in general. Oh, sorry, it's the balance mod and the gun resizer mod. Maybe it's such that the AI focuses on smaller ships because they can crank them out quickly. I'm not sure. Anyway, we got the Idaho and Enterprises, the battleships here, Sentinel, America, and Philippines, all engaging this small destroyer challenge. As these ships, I should say, are operating in the Baltic, I am also working in the French Philippines, French Philippines, the French Antilles, to start taking over that bit of territory. So I've decided to combine a couple of fleets into a larger fire supporting mission. And those, between each other, should be able to start making life on the French a bit more interesting. And, well, I think I showed in the last video, the French Antilles somehow, with a relatively small population, generate an immense amount of wealth. So that's something I'm very interested in liberating. I do not like how close these guys are getting. Not one bit. Stop shooting AP at something as small as that. Now this is not the actual Atlanta. This is one of the... oh, holy moly. This is one of the older Atlanta-class cruisers. Where are those supposed to go? Hold on. My ships are so good at hitting each other with torps. It's uncanny. At least these torps are going to be faster than the Atlanta itself, but it's still a concern. As for this design, I think this barbette looks a bit odd. The way that the turret sits so high above the water, I probably picked the wrong barbette. Because this just doesn't seem right. Oh, please tell me that's going to hit. No, it won't. Okay. Smoke yourself up. Yeah, you just picked the Atlanta as your target. That's going to be bad news for everybody behind the Atlanta as well. So best we take these guys out quickly. Destroyer groups. Eliminate. Oh boy, that's a lot of torpedoes. How many launchers you got? 13? Is that a 5 and a 5 and a 3? Because you just pooped out a lot of torpedoes. Look at that. Oh, and one is flying solo. Okay, that's that spread. That's been dodged. Oh, shit. Plant is attracting torpedoes everywhere. Best take these guys out quick. Gentlemen, ceasefire on the AP. Switch to HE. And everybody go into torpedo avoidance mode. Uh-oh. Battleships, battlecruisers, zigzag. Yeah, you're dead. Can't possibly take that many hits and survive. Not on the destroyer. Do these things keep getting their ammunition destroyed or something? Because both the Berkut and the Filin don't have any shots left. I don't get it. How does this keep happening? Reinforced. Reduced shells ammo. Yeah, sure, but not 0. I think because they're so thin-skinned, they keep getting their ammunition shot off. Their ammunition just detonates. Main tower damaged. It's only the last couple of results, of course. Main gun destroyed. That probably doesn't help them either. Oh, hold on. Is that it? No. See, this gun right there got destroyed. I think the other one's also destroyed. That one. And if a gun gets destroyed, that does take a bunch of ammunition with it. But I haven't seen ships just get completely defanged this many times. Anyway, the war against the Russians is not doing very poorly. The invasion of Latvia, however, is. Because that is not getting nearly as far as I was hoping. And I think I got a 25% chance to actually complete that invasion. It's really not that good. And it's going to mean that either I'm going to make peace with the Russians, because I want to start fighting some other ships, or I'm going to have to... Yeah, there we go. We failed to get into Latvia. How many soldiers do these guys have? 213,000. Okay. I think we've pestered the Russians enough. Let's go for a peace treaty with the Russians. And let's start relocating our ships. Let's see. Yeah, I'll probably have to get these guys back to a port to get modded, refits, and all that. Because some of these ships probably haven't seen an overhaul in a decade. The North Carolina class, you're an original North Carolina. This ship hasn't seen a dock in 12 years. Okay, it's going to get nice and cozy over here in Klaipeda. And the ships that I do have here, they're basically all refitting and repairing. Yeah, the shipyards in Klaipeda are going to get very, very, very busy. The naval invasion here, I got only 22% chance to succeed here. So I'm definitely going to have to bring over some more tonnage. And that's coming out, or it was coming out of Wilmington. That's already here. The Odyssey, one of the Galaxy-class battleships, is here, aiding the invasion with her tonnage. But I'm still not doing very well. And I don't get where these guys suddenly found this many soldiers. Like, there's 4,500 men defending the place. And yes, it's an island-hopping campaign, so potentially it's more dangerous because of that. Oh, there's a French battleship. And it's going to pass through my invasion. I'm interested. Let's see if one of these French battle groups over here decides to pick a fight. Let's see. Now, it looks like the Russians did decide to take up on the peace offering. So I gained 5 prestige, I reduced 5 unrest, so I'm now at like a half or something. And I can pick 1 or more of their territories. I can pick as much as 593 million. I don't see how this was only a minor victory, because I gained tens of thousands of victory points more than they did. You can get Uruguay for $1 billion. No. I don't know. Tajikistan and the Galapagos Islands. And the rest is going to be transferred in cash. Yep. Okay. So I have that. And I'm now also accidentally blockading China. China doesn't have a whole lot. Yes! The battleship from the French has decided to interfere with my naval invasion. So I got the battleship Gloire and 2 cruisers. One with 8.1s and 1.5.3s. This guy's carrying 13.4s. Magnanime class battleship. Top speed 31 knots. She's going to be facing Odyssey, Galaxy class, Kansas, North Carolina class, and North Carolina of the North Carolina class. So, yeah, I think this is going to be fairly one-sided. But then again, that's how battles should be. Otherwise, you're giving the enemy much, much too good of an odd to come back and kill your ships. So, what's this battleship all about? What sort of design did you guys pick? Ooh, French forward-facing firepower, look at that. The French have such distinct shipbuilding type. It's all forward-facing firepower on what seems to be a low-draft ship. Might make her more difficult to hit. It also means she probably doesn't have a whole lot of maneuverability. Also, her funnels, look at that. They're a little close together here. Doesn't seem right. I don't know if I as a player could design something like that, but the AI apparently can. Alright. We're going to put everybody into one big battle group. And the Rogers is going to go ahead and spot. The Rogers is one of those new, I don't know, super destroyers with her 5-inch and 5-inch wing mounts and 21-inch torpedo launchers. Constellation. It's kind of the antidote to the French, in the form that she's also a forward firepower oriented battleship. Connecticut, similar. Franklin, older class, it's a Sentinel. We got Pennsylvania, lead ship of her class. There's the Odyssey with her 16s. She's got the long barrel 16s, but for some reason she's not in range yet. Yeah, she's still a little out of range. There's Kansas, with the, I think the modernized Dreadnoughts. Alright, let's make a nice orderly line of battle. Start going off against this lead ship. The French cruiser, already damaged to main gun. That's a bit fast. Fairly impressive looking suite of torpedoes. Long barrel 8.1s, I think. So that could be more dangerous to my destroyer. It means longer range and better accuracy. Neither of which factor I particularly appreciate. Oh, hold on. I do need to split these guys up. Constellation needs to detach. Connecticut needs to join that division. Franklin does not. Pennsylvania does. The reason here, these ships just fight different. They have to fight basically in a line abreast as opposed to a line ahead. Because they have to bring their bow into the target in order to maximize their firepower. The rest of the ships don't. Or rather, the rest of the ships really shouldn't. Because it means that they're not going to bring as much firepower to bear as they can. Odyssey. First time we're seeing her fire in anger. Whoa! That left a mark. Connecticut took her first hit. 1.7k damage. Substantial amount of damage to the ship. Rogers can fire at that battleship. With her torps, that is. It's one of the few battles that the AI has actually done more damage to me than I have to them. That's interesting. Torpedo launcher. Oh, we need to give him a bit more lead, I think. Turn to port just a bit more. There we go. Torpedoes away. I'm really surprised that they were able to do this much damage. But I doubt it's a fluke. See, this is how these ships should be sailing around. All bow in, ideally as one big power block. Because then all of a sudden you got 24 15-inch guns shooting the target. And it looks like that French ship is starting to take notice. They are not using their bow-in formation. They're going broadside, so we're facing 16 of those 13.4-inch guns. That is a lot of firepower. Hold on, are you shooting my destroyer now? Is that what we're doing? Incoming torpedo. That was definitely going for the destroyer. Yep. The Rogers is taking a lot of attention away from the battleships and battlecruisers. Flooding. Every ship go for AP. We're going to punch a couple of big holes in this ship. There we go. Flooding. Are my torpedoes going to be doing anything? They might. But we're missing a lot. Parcel pen. I'm not so sure if this ship is going to be able to turn out of the way of those torpedoes in time. Because normally the smaller ships would serve as a picket, detecting the torps and go, hey, you might want to change direction. Oh, she slowed down so much because of her flooding that the torp still missed. Waste. What a waste. Okay. This seems like a pretty advanced battleship. Price tag of 257 million, which is probably still, what, half of mine? Yeah. That's not even the Odyssey. Oh, actually, the Odysseys are cheaper than the Pennsylvanias. Okay. Radar. Generation 1 radar rangefinder. Coincidence 3. I don't get why the AI just keeps putting fairly bad radar rangefinder, or radar standard rangefinders, a coincidence, onto their battleships. Basically onto any ships. The moment that you got radar rangefinder 1, you already got the best of the rangefinders available. Like some quirk of the AI that they just don't. I get it. Anyway, this battleship is going to be toast. Sad to see such a ship go. Only we could force them to surrender and take the ship over, but sadly not. So now the battle cruiser group is going to be pushing. Focus on this. The battleships can push on that. I think the DD... Well, the DD doesn't really have a job right now. I really suspect that these guys, especially with low fuel, are going to be dead quick. They can't get anywhere quickly anyway. So... a couple of shells. There we go. Partial pens. Lots of fires are getting set on this Frenchie. Yeah, that was a lot of damage. 36,000 from a 15-inch battlecruiser hit. Okay, and then the last guy. Let's go for auto selection. Though by the time that I have that clicked, I think the Saigon might not be here anymore. She is shooting the battlecruiser. But right now she's just taking a ton of damage. She did launch torps a long time ago, and I think that's the first salvo that kind of grazed the Rogers. But didn't really do any kind of substantial threatening move. There we go. Okay, so the invasion can continue. I don't have to worry about these French ships anymore, and I'm getting some victory points. About 5k. That means we're nowhere near where I want to be if I want to stop this war at some point. If I want to stop the war with the French, I do expect to take a bunch of territory from them. And that means we're going to have to bring a lot more victory points to the table. So, if I want to get more victory points, I'm going to have to fight more French ships. I'm going to have to find more of the enemy warships and take them out. Britain is losing a bunch of ships. Argentina would like to order Sentinel. No, sorry. They're playing around in Africa. Liberia has been conquered by Britain. Belgium has pushed back France's offensive. Okay. I've lost 400... Yeah, this is not going well. What? Why do I suddenly need more tonnage? That's weird. Oh, that might be the cause of it. Right, we're gonna have to hunt down some French ships before we're able to complete this invasion. I do really want to take this bit of terrain, because it's going to reduce the amount of French presence here. They still will have French Guiana, which has even fewer army forces defending it. So I might have to go shopping here first. But there are still a couple of French ships around, and I don't think they're that eager for me to take this much. But they're all coming to me. So next episode is probably going to be fighting a lot of French ships. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments, and I'll see you soon for more videos.